Welcome to Eye on KELOLAND Rewind. I'm Maddie Paul. We have a lot of stories to get to today, so let's get straight into our first one for Eye on KELOLAND Rewind. There are millions of podcasts available to listeners around the world, covering nearly every topic imaginable. But one you can add to the list: Downtown Sioux Falls. Travis Fosting tells us why Downtown Sioux Falls opted to start a podcast and how it's benefiting downtown businesses.
Downtown Sioux Falls has its very own podcast, Hello Downtown, with DTSF CEO Brandon Hansen behind the mic.
Probably the wrong guy to be in that seat. I think you could probably pick someone more entertaining and more engaging, but really it's just about, I'm out meeting with people every day, almost every minute of every day in downtown, and there's just incredible stories that I get to hear about that I think the community would love to hear.
Instead of telling those stories one person at a time, it's episode by episode, at your convenience.
The people that we serve are so busy, they're running businesses, and so how do we meet them kind of where they are and have a more modern way to communicate with our community and bring people together just to make sure that they know what's going on.
Hello Downtown has 7 episodes under its belt and is hitting the ground running by talking burger battle.
What's your inspiration? What's it like to take on 6,000 burgers in a month? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? And it's really just a way for us to kind of get the pulse of our community and then regurgitate it back out.
It's our first year doing it, and don't ask me why. This year I just got an epiphany of what I wanted to do, which is just kind of a creative process that happened, and we were able to execute it. So it's been going amazing for us. Yeah, we love it.
When Chris Hamner isn't creating specialty burgers, he's the owner and pastry chef at CH Patisserie and is doing the podcast in an effort to stay involved.
Downtowns really continue to be kind of a heartbeat of our city and cities in general. So just being involved in this and continuing to get the word out and have meaningful conversations is really important for me.
And he's hoping these weekly discussions will draw even more people downtown.
Continuing conversation and having the ability to have a resource and good, fun information that continues to enlighten people about why downtown.
The Hello Downtown podcast is about 35 minutes per episode with 2 longer interviews and ends with the member moment.
I've got 6 specific questions that I ask each member, same question every single time. It's just been a really fun way to get to know the businesses as well as the individuals.
Taryn Sietsema is the Chief Development Officer. One of her questions is, if Downtown Sioux Falls had a mascot, what would it be?
We've had Steve Metley, we've had the Statue of David. Someone said our ambassador team, but then they didn't want to downplay, the importance of the ambassador team, but I thought that was pretty cool. We've had a bison, someone said the river, so it's just all over the board. And
that's the point, to be fun and informative.
This is just something that we don't have a lot of in Sioux Falls, and particularly in downtown Sioux Falls. And for us, it's just a way to tell the stories about downtown Sioux Falls. There's a lot of cool things happening here all the time that people don't necessarily know about.
Hansen says events are an easy entry point, but that's not where the podcast will end.
We can talk about property tax and TIFs and does the community want a convention center? Those sort of topics in downtown, and do it in a way that's just a little more friendly, fun, and approachable.
As for how big this podcast could get, Hansen says this is only the start.
We don't really do things small. The burger battle, as an example, is kind of barreling down on $5 million of economic impact for this district this month. And so I think our sights are probably set on that level.
And most importantly,
we're actually going to get to know our community more, which is such a good measure of success.
You see the businesses, you go to the same restaurant, you go to the same retail shop, but you don't necessarily know the individuals that are there. And so this is just a fun way to connect us all.
And that was Travis Fosting reporting. The podcast is currently audio only, but they will add video in the months ahead. A new episode of Hello Downtown drops every Wednesday morning. It's currently available on Apple, Spotify, YouTube Music, and Amazon Music. Well, we still have a lot to get through for Eye on KELOLAND Rewind. Again, we got a week's worth of Eye on KELOLAND stories to recap. So, still to come, we visit the Life Skills Lab to see how it's supporting students and teaching them valuable life skills. And we visit the Winter Market to see how it's keeping both vendors and shoppers busy on Saturdays. We're going to have more after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to Eye on KELOLAND Rewind. In school, students learn a variety of things that prepare them for life. But for some students, those lessons can be a little harder, requiring districts and teachers to get creative. Lauren Solik takes a look at how the Brookings Middle School is supporting students of all abilities.
We need brown sugar. John, can you take care of the brown sugar?
This may look like perhaps a small apartment kitchen, but it's actually a classroom inside the George Mickelson Middle School.
Scoop it up and press it.
Here at the Life Skills Lab, students with different abilities are learning valuable life lessons like making cookie dough.
And I'm gonna put it in the oven.
Yes, you are. Great job, bud.
And then the really hard part, waiting for them to bake.
4 minutes and 46 seconds.
Eventually, though, the cookies are done and a new skill is acquired thanks to the important hands-on learning.
We can give worksheets, we can give computer programs to try to teach things, but really we want to get our hands in there.
Alicia Heyman says the Life Skills program has been going on for a while at the school, but this dedicated space for the lessons is quite new.
Last year, I had the idea of how do we get more hands-on learning for our students here at Mickelson? And we can teach them all about life skills and taking care of themselves, but if we can't put that in action, how are we really preparing them? So I had an opportunity to write some grants, and so thankful for the Brookings School District Foundation, as well as the Hendrickson family and the Brookings Disability Awareness Committee for collaborating with us and helping bring this Life Skills Learning Lab to life.
And it's not just baking they're learning in here, it's also cleaning up after yourself and washing the dishes. There's even a washer and dryer so students can learn how to wash their clothes.
We want to teach them more about being responsible, and that includes hygiene. That includes remembering the items we need for school that day. And so this just gives learners the chance to, if they want to bring laundry in and do their laundry, and taking kind of ownership of that you're responsible for making sure that you have the things you need and that you're taken care of as well.
Skills that can help these students gain a little more confidence and independence.
Because we do want them to be independent as they continue to grow and develop and be productive members in our community. And so this is the starting stages of that as well, being able to do some of those executive functioning things in their independent life.
Press this one right there.
I'll do it.
Nice job.
It's a program both Smith and Heyman hope more schools can take on.
There's not a lot of school districts that get to reap the benefits of the creative funding to be able to do these kinds of things. So to be able to have a life skills lab that has a full functioning kitchen and a full functioning washer and dryer to really increase the independent skills of our learners is a unique thing. And Brookings is very fortunate to have those programs here.
Nice, well done. I would love to see a program like this in every single middle school setting, giving students that foundation to really have a head start to what's going to come to them in post-secondary school. I would love to see life skills learning labs all across the country.
And that was Lauren Solik reporting. Heyman says she'd like to eventually collaborate more with the Brookings community by having different people come into the Skills Lab to teach the students and learn from them about their abilities. Up next for Eye on KELOLAND Rewind, every summer, thousands of people gather to buy and sell products at the Farmers Market in Sioux Falls. Now, Falls Park Farmers Market organizers have come up with a way for shoppers and vendors to enjoy its offerings all year long. Carly Phillips tells us about the city's first ever indoor community market.
Shoppers are excited they can now enjoy their favorite Sioux Falls Farmers Market vendors through the winter.
I usually come here for the cornucopia and their produce. I really love their farm, so I picked up carrots, which I was missing from the summer markets.
Shopper Carly Risden and her mom Dawn are visiting the winter indoor market in downtown Sioux Falls. Risden says she hasn't missed a farmer's market in 2 years.
I just really enjoy coming to the farmer's market. It's my Saturday routine.
The indoor market features fresh produce, baked goods, and homemade products, plus a warm space to spend a wintry weekend morning.
We actually just got some biscuits and gravy, and those were really good. So just like a fun way to get out on a cold Saturday.
For others, it's less about shopping and more about spending time together.
It's an opportunity for me to get out and come see my daughter, and it's just sort of a fun thing that we do.
Vendors like Amy Balster of Sunny Side Up Cafe are just as excited about the expansion. Balster says the indoor season is a chance to get creative.
We did Christmas cookies for the holiday season, and we'll probably do some Valentine's treats, and then eventually we're going to add some take and bake meals as well.
Now in her third season as a farmer's market vendor, Balster says turnout this winter has been off to a good start.
It's a great way that we can still interact with our customers and have an avenue to sell during the winter season as well.
Despite the colder months, several booths remain full. Nathan Van Zweden and his wife own Alyssa's Flower Farm. They adjust their offerings as the seasons change. During the summer, their booth is filled with fresh flowers. During the winter, they focus on other arrangements.
We did a lot of Christmas stuff and Thanksgiving stuff, of course, coming up, the wreaths and that kind of thing. Now that we're in past the holidays, it's transitioning into our dried flower.
Van Zweden is also the board president for the Falls Park Farmers Market. He says keeping the market open longer maintains a sense of community.
We felt that we could support a market on our own. So to keep our customers together and that kind of stuff, it just felt really, really nice to keep our group together.
Nearly 20 vendors have set up shop inside the Mosaic this winter, a turnout organizers are happy with and hope to build on.
We are accepting applications for next summer already, so it'll be another staple of Sioux Falls.
So whether it may be a planned stop or a spontaneous trip,
I usually end up coming home with more than a few things I didn't necessarily intend on getting.
The indoor market offers a warm place to spend your Saturday morning.
And that was Carly Phillips reporting. The Winter Market runs 2 Saturdays each month through mid-April. The next event is Saturday at the Mosaic on North Main Avenue in downtown Sioux Falls from 9 to 1 o'clock. Well, still to come on Eye on KELOLAND Rewind, we check out the Lake County Museum to see more of the history that it holds. We're going to explain more when we come back after the break. You're watching Eye on KELOLAND Rewind. Welcome back to Eye on KELOLAND Rewind. You may know Madison as the home to Dakota State University, but there's more to the town's story, including the travels of its early pioneers and a renowned aviator. Jordan DeSmit takes us through a few pieces of history you can find in the Lake County Museum.
Executive Director Julie Brew has put a lot of effort into organizing the Lake County Museum. It has been on Dakota State's campus since 1961. Inside, you can learn about Native American life, as well as the establishment of Lake County in 1873.
It tells the community story.
One thing the museum likes to show is the life of early pioneers, including the Boyd family. They walked alongside this wagon for 3 weeks to get to the area in the late 1870s.
Even then, you wouldn't have wanted to ride in that wagon because it's extremely bumpy. You're riding on very rough terrain, very high grass, and even though there was a wagon trail, it would have been extremely bumpy. So you would have preferred to walk anyway.
The Boyd's trek lasted hundreds of miles.
They were expecting to find the barn here, but a huge prairie fire had started in Yankton, and their barn had burned. So that was quite a surprise.
But the family was resourceful and created a new shelter. The Boyds aren't the only people highlighted here. There's also Eugene Vidal, a native of Madison. He played 4 sports at the University of South Dakota and competed in the 1920 Olympic Games. However, athletics wasn't the only thing he was known for.
Eugene was also in the Franklin Roosevelt administration as an early aviator.
Vidal was on the cover of Time magazine and rubbed shoulders with the likes of Orville Wright and Amelia Earhart.
He was also instrumental in starting airlines with Amelia Earhart, and they were close friends.
Another exhibit at the museum showcases history that happened after Vidal's time. As a bit of an ode to Dakota State, there's a collection of early personal computers and gaming systems ranging from an Atari to a PlayStation 3 and a Nintendo Wii.
It's just another way to try to tie into the university and tie into a modern audience.
That's a hobby, that's entertainment, but boy, is it a lot easier and a lot quicker than it was even in the 1980s. So it doesn't always have to happen in the 1800s to make us appreciative of the advancements and the things that are easier for us.
Programming coordinator Christina Blessinger also takes history outside the museum walls with these kits.
Basically, it's a big rolling suitcase that I've filled with hands-on artifacts that kids or adults can pass around and experience kind of hands-on history. We have one of those for the history of sheep and wool in Lake County. My favorite was sponsored by our local VFW, and it is a World War II kit.
So whether staff is teaching on the road or with the exhibits inside the museum, they hope to help people learn the story behind Madison and the surrounding area.
It's so important to look at history and let it shape who we are now and be appreciative of the things that have come from what our pioneers and the men and women who've served in the military, all of those things that they've done in history and how it's shaped us and made our life easier, made it better.
In every community you go to, there's like a little museum or historical society. Everybody has a story to tell. They have their own unique story.
And that was Jordan DeSmit reporting. The museum is also hosting some events in February. You can find more information about those under this story on our website, KELOLAND.com. But still to come on Eye on KELOLAND Rewind, a franchise owner knows what it takes to run a successful business. But that's not all. After the break, we hear about his dedication to his customers, plus his unexpected passion. We're going to explain more when we come back after the break. Stay with us. You're watching Eye on KELOLAND Rewind. And welcome back to Eye on KELOLAND Rewind. A local business leader is being recognized not just for his success in fast food, but for an unexpected passion. Tom Hansen shares the story of a McDonald's owner who grew up in the family business and who believes leadership can be learned in more ways than just one.
Jordan Hartshorn is the owner of 15 McDonald's restaurants, from Sioux Falls to Brookings to Worthington.
Hey buddy, how you doing? How you guys doing on nuggets?
He started cleaning tables when he was 12 in Aberdeen. We stopped by the McDonald's on East 26th Street in Sioux Falls, where it's lunchtime, and the fries are fresh out of the fryer, and the hamburger patties are on the grill.
Hey there, had the double cheeseburger and Diet Coke.
He's known as a hands-on owner, deeply invested in developing his staff, promoting teamwork, and setting an example when it comes to customer service.
I heard it was someone's birthday today. I get antsy. I sit at the desk and I'm like, okay, I got to get to a restaurant. It's in my comfort zone. Then you meet the people, and incredible group of people that I've had an experience from learning from to now teaching.
After the lunch rush, Hartshorn heads across the street to the corporate headquarters to do some of that teaching, meeting with some of his managers for a training session.
It means the world to have you guys represent this brand. And it's awesome. You guys are awesome. Nothing's better than when you see, that guest, that they're leaving and they had a great experience. You just feel so accomplished. Whether you're shift manager, the fry guy, the owner operator, there's something there that just, it hits you in your heart.
But when there is time for a break, Hartshorn's passion often shifts to something else entirely.
Foosball, table soccer. So yeah, I've been playing foosball since high school.
In his office, you'll find a foosball table. For Hartshorn, it's not hard to find a connection between running a multi-million-dollar company and playing foosball at a high level. Both require timing and precision, devotion and repetition, and control in chaos. He admits he thrives on the competitive aspect of the game, but it's also a way to meet people.
You've got your athletes, your mathletes, your motorheads. Foosball brought everybody together. So I thought it was just an incredible high school experience that foosball brought us all together when normally we wouldn't know each other.
Hartshorn dedicates at least one night a week to league nights at JJ's Billiards. His doubles partner is Terry Ward, the president of the South Dakota Foosball Club and organizer of the state tournament.
He shows up every week, plays in our league, plays in our draws. South Dakota State's coming up. He's actually going to play with Ryan Moore from Kentucky, who's one of the top 20 in the world.
Ward and Hartshorn started a program to get more young people involved in the sport. Through his Heart to Heart McDonald's franchise, Hartshorn has funded foosball tables in several middle schools and high schools, like this one in Harrisburg. The goal, he says, is simple. Give students a positive, competitive outlet that builds teamwork and focus and gets them to take a break from their electronic devices.
I wanted other kids to have that opportunity that I did in high school to meet new people, engage in some competitiveness. Foosball is a really good sport because anyone can do it.
For Hartshorn, success is measured not just in restaurants and revenue, but in connections made, whether that's at work or at play.
Snake shot, roll over.
And that was Tom Hansen reporting. Now, players are ranked on a point system from tournament wins. Hartshorn is ranked as an expert, which is just below professional. The South Dakota State Foosball Championships is coming up on February 27th through March 1st. We've created a link to sign up with this story on KELOLAND.com, and they do have beginner and rookie categories. And unfortunately, that's all the time that we have today for Eye on KELOLAND Rewind. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, you can find all of your Eye on KELOLAND stories online at KELOLAND.com. Until next time, have a great day, everyone.